So I suffer and have suffered from binge eating disorder my entire life. Now that may seem silly because I'm obviously not overweight, but if you have the right genetics and you exercise 5 days a week with intense workouts, you can easily overeat junk food all the time and not gain weight. Some people are just like that. And it wouldn't be a problem except that I have a heart condition where when I eat junk food or exercise to overstrain myself with like cardio. I can't do cardio 30 minutes of running. I can only do like 3 or 4 reps at most of an exercise and rest for 5 minutes. Can't overexert myself. Can't drink too much coffee or any other stimulant like theobromine and dark chocolate. If I get inadequate sleep, I get chest pains. So my health is very fragile. But despite the fact that junk food will lead to chest pains, I still sometimes give in to the cravings. It's an addiction. My drug of choice is junk food, and junk food is a drug. It's been shown to be more addictive than smoking and many other drugs. And yes, nicotine is a drug. Cigarettes kill people in a very brutal fashion. Just a drug that is socially acceptable because it doesn't have very profound psychoactive effects. Regardless, junk food, like smoking, is a very difficult thing to quit because it is considered socially acceptable by most people. It's not like being a drug addict, and you don't get the same sort of support from people when it comes to binge eating or quitting smoking because people think it's a lifestyle change when it's really overcoming a very profound addiction. And so many people today suffer from binge eating disorder and junk food addiction, and there is Overeaters Anonymous. There are groups that understand just how difficult it is to quit junk food and that it can affect everyone. And it is a serious problem, especially if you have medical issues, any sort of medical problems. And our generation is defined in part by how many weird medical issues we have. My sister, for example, has mast cell syndrome disorder. She had to see over a dozen doctors before she got the proper diagnosis. Michaela Peterson had an autoimmune disorder along with idiosyncratic juvenile arthritis. Her bones deteriorated to nothing. She had to have 2 surgeries on her ankle and a hip surgery before she was 15. She was able to eventually fix her autoimmune disorder, which also caused her depression, caused intense pain. She needed opiates, Adderall just to be awake for 6 hours a day. She needed an antidepressant because it caused extreme depression. It also caused her skin to break out in all sorts of rashes and hives. Very unsightly. That is, does not look good. Did not look good. She was able to change that through her diet, through proper diet. Through an elimination diet, figuring out which foods triggered her autoimmune reactions that caused all these problems. And then her arthritis went away, her depression went away. She was able to get off the Adderall, off her antidepressants, off her painkillers, off the Adderall. Nutrition is so important, and most doctors have no idea because they receive absolutely no training in nutrition or at most 16 hours of education in nutrition. And these are the people that we go to when we are sick. How many doctors recommend lifestyle changes and really understand nutrition, supplements, and have a holistic view of medicine? Very few. You have to seek out a functional medical doctor or an integrated medical doctor. So, I think I'll start participating in online Overeaters Anonymous meetings. And, discuss how many days it's been since I've binged and try to go 30 days clean, 60 days clean, 90 days clean. And I had to go to in-person group meetings as well. But there's no Overeaters Anonymous anywhere near me. I'm in South Jersey. There's really nothing down here, bottom of the peninsula. I think the nearest meeting is in Philadelphia, which is like 2 hour drive from here, north. It's think of it as being like the southernmost tip of Florida. You know, it's like you only have north. There's like very little west and east, nothing south. So I'm going to go to NA meetings because you can go whatever. You can go there for whatever drug or whatever addiction you have, and you don't have to say what it is you're addicted to. You can go there for cigarettes. I just want to bring it up. You can go there for junk food. I just want to say you're there for junk food because most people won't understand. But the struggles you go through, the pattern of addiction, the way to overcome and not cure but overcome your addiction and manage it properly is the same. The 12 steps work for junk food as well as for cigarettes as well as for any substance that you might be addicted to. It can, whether you could be addicted to watching TV, you could be addicted to video games. Find a meeting. There's online meetings for pretty much everything, every type of addiction, and it's for in-person meetings, which are also important because you can't just have your interactions be virtual. That's not healthy to only have, virtual meetings. They're a good supplement, but what you need most is in-person meetings with people that understand. And yet, it sucks that you can't say exactly the nature of your addiction, but you can speak about the struggles you go through, speak about the pattern of your addiction, speak about the things that led to your addiction, and you can hear people who've overcome addictions to things that are even more destructive, and you can learn how to come to terms with your problem. So that's my little motif on binge eating disorder, junk food addiction, and how to cure it. Though cure might not be the best word. Though I did cure my social anxiety, even though people say there's no cure to anxiety, and I did cure my clinical depression, even though people say there's no cure for depression. So perhaps there is indeed a cure. Just haven't fully realized it yet.